are getting ready to make spiced pumpkin butter. It is amazingly delicious, really good on toast, waffles, pancakes. You can mix it into Greek yogurt, even put it on top of granola. It has so many amazing things you can do with it, and it's just wonderful this time of the year. I am going to be using my Chef Foundry's pot. It is a ceramic pot. I like using my Chef Foundry's pot because it has an even distribution of heat, so it will guarantee that it won't stick and that the whole butter while it's simmering, because we have to simmer this for a long time, probably like 30-40 minutes, so you don't want it to have a temperature where you have hot spots in your pot. So this is an amazing Chef Foundry ceramic pot that I love to use for this. So what we need to do is put all of our ingredients in here and get started. Okay, the ingredients we'll be using, this is pumpkin. This is 100% pumpkin. You don't want the pie filling. You want all natural, 100% pure pumpkin, meaning there is nothing else in this can but pumpkin. Let's see, where are the ingredients at? Okay, here we go. So you can see ingredients, just pumpkin, nothing else in this can. I am also using a Chef Foundry spatula. They are heavy duty and a guarantee not to make sure my pots don't get scratched with anything else. So we just want to put all of our pumpkin in here. To that, we are adding apple juice, honey, freshly squeezed lemon juice, packed brown sugar. This is cinnamon, ginger, and cloves. You can add nutmeg. I personally do not care for nutmeg, therefore it's not going in here. So these are the spices I'm using. You want to stir this so it is well combined. That way when you start on the stove, it'll be all combined together. So just continue to mix it until you get it as combined as possible without heat. And this smells amazing already. Okay, now let's head to the stove. Okay, right now we have our heat on medium-high. You want to bring it to a slight boil, just when you just barely start to see any bubbles. Once you get it to that point, you are going to reduce the heat and simmer it on low until it has reduced quite a bit. Because we will be simmering it for a while, and it's pumpkin, it has a tendency to pop. You will need a splatter guard to put on top, just like that, to keep it from splattering everywhere, messing up your skillet or popping on yourself. If you do not have a splatter guard, whatever size pot you're using, you can also just use a basic strainer. Sit the strainer up there, just like that. It does the exact same thing as the splatter guard, so don't worry about it, okay? So now we're going to reduce it down to low now that it is starting to boil just slightly. And we're going to continue to simmer it for about 30-40 minutes. Now, if you don't have a splatter guard, leave it uncovered. You do not want it to be covered. That's why we're using a splatter guard instead of a top. You don't want to cover it. Just leave it like this if you don't have anything to put on top of it. And you want to come back to it occasionally and stir every now and then. So we're going to let this simmer and we'll be back. Okay, our pumpkin butter is all ready. So I am going to put mine in this little glass jar, nice little top. They'll stay in the refrigerator for about 3 weeks. Now, you can freeze it. If you want to freeze it, I would suggest using a better glass jar, or at least with a better lid. Something like your balls jar or something like that will work just fine. So we're just going to fill our jar up. Let me get a smaller spoon. This is so delicious. It is good on toast. You can put it on waffles and pancakes. You can stir it into some Greek yogurt or put it on the top of some Greek yogurt or even granola. You can use it on crackers like what I'm getting ready to do for our taste test. It is amazingly delicious. Of course, I overfilled my jar. Take a little bit off the top of my jar here. Perfect. So we are going to do our taste test. Just spread a little bit on your cracker, your toast, or whatever. Just like that. Ooh, before we do our taste test, if you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today here in my kitchen. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Take a second and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell so you won't miss anything. I'm almost at 1 million. Help me get there. I really would appreciate it. Returning subscribers, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And channel members, thank you. And speaking of channel members, if you're not a part of Pam's Private Pantry, come on over and join the fun. Okay. Let me just say this, and I'm gonna let y'all out of here. I am not a fan of pumpkin. I don't care for pumpkin. But this pumpkin butter right here, make you change your mind in a minute. I do not care for pumpkin. I would rather have sweet potato butter, which is pretty much the same process, except you have to cook your sweet potatoes. Okay? Now you can do this from a pumpkin. If you want to go through scraping out the pumpkin and getting the pumpkin and cooking the pumpkin down for something this size, go right ahead. And if you freeze it, you can freeze it for up to a year, but just put it in a better glass jar, like those a real mason jar with a good top, and you'll be good to go. And I will see you all next time. The good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Bye-bye.